right, let's get started. We're back again. And we watched another film that we mentioned in the previous video. And that was The Sandlot.
Yeah, we watched The Sandlot this time. Like, another old movie made in, when was it made, this one?
93? Yes, 93.
93.
I researched that part this time because I said 89 in the last video and it was actually 86. So
You're close, I mean.
I was 3 years off.
Could have been worse. At least you were in the right decade.
Not true.
At least you were in the right decade.
So, what were your thoughts on... What did you think the movie was?
Like, before I watched it?
Yeah.
I definitely knew it was about some kids playing baseball, but I didn't know much else besides that. I literally knew nothing else. I didn't even know when it was based. I just knew it was about some kids playing baseball.
I thought it was kids playing baseball, like, in present day, like the 90s. Because it surprised me so much that this movie was based in the 60s, the early 60s.
Yeah, I didn't know it was based in the 60s.
Yeah, everything I've seen, every picture online, it doesn't... The costumes are pretty ambiguous with the kids. I mean, the mom, that's different.
Yeah, the mom, dad, all the cars and stuff. Definitely, it was definitely based in the 60s, but, if you're just looking into it, you might not notice as well as most. But...
As far as acting goes, I think, what's his name? Ham? The kid with the curly hair?
Yeah, the fat kid with the curly hair. He was probably one of the...
He was the best actor.
Him and Rodriguez were really good.
Yeah,
Rodriguez was a bit older than the rest of them, clearly, so obviously he had a bit more experience. But definitely out of all of the kids, Ham, I don't know the kid's name in the movie or the actor's name, but he was definitely probably the best, if not the second best actor in the movie.
I don't think anybody would argue that.
No. But
going back to the list down here, how was the storyline? Did you think it was interesting enough?
I thought it was interesting. I think, the whole movie was about that dog, but I think the dog things, a lot of it was really strange. And they always showed the dog as this massive beast, but then you actually see the dog and it's just like a Rottweiler.
Like a mascot head.
Yeah.
It's like a mascot head.
It was like a people in a costume.
Yeah.
Like two people in a costume.
It was clearly fake.
And it was just like, I thought that was kind of strange. I think I'd rather just like an actual big dog.
Like the latter half of the movie wasn't really about baseball. It was just about them getting the Babe Ruth ball back.
Yeah, going into the, spoiler alert territory, but that's what our review on the movie is going to be. It's like, the movie the first half of it was just about baseball, but then the main character, Smalls was his name, the character's name. He took his stepdad's baseball, which was signed by Babe Ruth, and it lost it in the yard with this dog called the Beast, and that was the second half of the movie. And I actually found the first half a bit more compelling than the second half overall.
Yeah, he was finding friends. He was getting to know people in his new town, and learning to play baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Although the very end, where they meet the guy who played with Babe Ruth, that was very charming and very 90s wrap up.
Yeah.
Happy ending. He gave the kid, even though the kid was grounded, he gave him a ball.
That was more valuable than the prior.
That was signed by everybody on that team.
Yeah. And overall, plot pretty good.
The guy that played the Babe Ruth's part of Babe Ruth's team, whatever that guy, he was in something else. I don't remember that actor's name, but he's been in a lot of things.
I don't know actors very well at all. That's her.
It's if you know, you know. How do you think the costumes and the set design? Well, we already kind of talked about how the kids' costumes weren't really
They're definitely they were definitely era appropriate. But it was hard. It wouldn't be easy.
It's like 90s kids would wear those too. Like,
yeah.
People our age when we were little would wear the stuff. It's like jeans and a t-shirt and
I think everything about
Converse.
It definitely felt like it was a small town cul-de-sac-y feel. I liked overall the setting, the feel of it. Again, the latter half, in my opinion, you know,
it was very picturesque. Very like it was set in the valley in Los Angeles.
In a cul-de-sac, you know,
mountains all around.
Small town area, nice area look, you know. There was a time where they were celebrating 4th of July, Independence Day. I liked that whole scene. It was overall cool. You know, going back to like the plot kind of deal, it was all a cool part about it is that it was all narrated by the main character when he was older, by Smalls as he was older, which is kind of novel. You know, I can't think of any other movies offhand.
Oh, there's other movies, but
not as cultured, I suppose. But it's it's kind of novel to me. I'm not cultured at all.
Heartwarming. You're not cultured?
I'm not cultured. Not movie cultured.
I mean, I am... For some movies, I'm not. I mean, there's some movies that you'd be like, you've never seen that? Like, I haven't seen all the way through Jurassic Park.
I mean, the newer ones, doesn't matter, as long as you watch the first few.
No, like the first one.
Oh, wow.
And, like, I've never seen the second and the third, which is just sad.
Why don't we make that our next movie we'll watch? Why don't we watch the Jurassic Park?
Yes.
We can at least watch the first one, and maybe we'll do a short bit of the series of all 3, you know, or all however many there are. Who even knows? How many are there, Emma? Is it 4 or 5 now?
1, 2, 3, 4. Chris Pratt 1, Chris Pratt 2. That's what I call him. Of Jurassic World. I think that's it.
I've seen Jurassic Park, but it's been a long time. Maybe it'd be fun to revisit that. See if that's held up to how I've grown up and whatnot. How do you think this? Speaking of, how do you think this movie aged?
On a scale, on a scale?
I'd say on like a scale 1 to 10, or even just like a short summary of how do you think it aged, or both.
I think it aged all right, maybe like 6, 7, because people still love it.
It was a good movie. It was definitely a good movie.
But it, was very 90s. Very 90s.
Is there a problem with 90s movies?
No, it just reminded me of, other films of the time, like Little Rascals. Reminded me a lot of that.
I've never seen Little Rascals.
Lots of kids.
I'm sure.
Lots of kids.
Again, I don't watch very many movies. I'm just starting doing it with all this.
I understand, Cameron.
Yeah.
Somewhat near. I don't know. I've never been to Dyersville.
Yeah, somewhere ever. I don't know where actually it's filmed, but it's filmed in our state.
Yeah, it's Dyersville, Iowa.
Dyersville, Iowa.
Yes. It's literally like a field. Well, the town, the field where it is just literally a field in the middle of a cornfield. Yeah, so are we gonna watch Jurassic Park? I almost said Jurassic World.
I think we're watching Jurassic Park. Maybe we'll watch the first 3. Maybe we'll just watch the first one. Who knows? We'll figure that out when it comes. Thank you.
I guess we'll see you next time next week. All right.
Bye.